a little bit, but just that you would rather have your score cater to the audience and to have the audience be satisfied more than you personally wanting to create something that you find, pleasing or unique to yourself. Or how do you balance that sort of
well,
both of those?
I need it to be something that I like, obviously. Nothing leaves this room if I don't like it. And then you want to go and do that magic thing whereby it resonates with an audience.
Right.
And I'm not talking about I want them to adore me or any of that sort
right,
of stuff.
Right.
But, and Guy was very good. I mean, I remember him sort of catching me one day, going, yeah, I like all the crazy stuff you're doing. Carry on doing the crazy stuff. And he gave me this sort of look, and he said, I know that we're talking about how crazy and eccentric it is, but I know that we have a mandate to fulfill here.
Right.
At the end of the day, and it's not like I'm asking the audience, what would you like to hear? I think the worst thing you can do is, I know people have done it. They ask the audience, what is it you would like to see? And what are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you, I want to see Transformers 3, or I want to. It's not their job to answer that question for you, because the question really is, I have to do something that they can't imagine, that they can't possibly imagine. That's the job. The same as directors. I don't ask the director, what sort of music would you like here? My job is to do the thing he can't do.
Right.
And, at the same time, yeah, of course, I mean, all my scores are full of things, of little private moments which are about me making myself happy, writing something that I always wanted to do or something I wanted to try out.
Right.
Holmes is a great example in just, Alexei Gutzman, who's the main violinist on it. I mean, Ennio Morricone introduced me to him years ago, and we stayed friends over the years, and I always wanted to work with him. So just the simple pleasure of getting somebody, getting your mates together in a room and making music. I mean, a musician's life is a pretty cool life.
I can imagine.
Because you leave nationalities behind, you leave language behind, you get together, you grab your instruments, and suddenly, ooh, magic happens.
Yeah.
And it's quite singular in that sort of way. And I mean, we always talk about music is played, so there's a certain amount of never having to grow up.
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
Yeah. How do you continue to create original scores and unique scores that because you've been doing this for so long and you've created so many iconic scores in the past. How do you remain fresh and unique moving forward?
Because I work with filmmakers who come up with fresh and unique ideas.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now, I'm working with Chris Nolan on his movie, and we had this conversation an hour ago where I said to him, I have no idea what to do, Chris. And he goes, yeah, I know that. We'll figure it out. And me thinking, the great thing is, it doesn't panic him when I say I don't know what to do. And what would panic him is if I said I know exactly what to do, because he would know I'm just opening the drawers and something I prepared a little earlier. The turkey out of the oven or something.
Right.
The point is, the job is you're supposed to take it seriously. You're supposed to take the search and the hunt seriously.
Yeah.
I try to create something unique, and at the same time, I can't ever leave myself behind. I can never just sound like James Horner or John Williams. And sometimes I'm infuriated by how talented those guys are, and jealous and envious about their education and their and just envious at their talent.
Right.
I'm not that. I'm always me. So in one way or the other, it will always sound like me. Look, if you look at the stuff I did with Ridley Scott, Thelma and Louise sounds very different from Gladiator, sounds very different from Black Hawk Down.
Right.
But it's still me,
Right.
and
Right.
it's my point of view,
Right.
and and it's the notes that aesthetically
Hmm.
I'm drawn to.
Hmm. I noticed on the way coming in that you have a Once Upon a Time in the West poster, and I'm curious what inspirations you've drawn from other great scores in history.
Well,
Including that.
I got into this whole thing because I grew up without a television. My parents thought television was like the devil, cultural wasteland.
Yeah.
And so when I was a kid, I snuck into a cinema through the back door, and they were playing Once Upon a Time in the West. And I went, ooh, that's what I want to do.
Right.
Little did I know that I picked the best composer in
Yeah.
the world,
Yeah.
to go, oh, so in one way or the other, Ennio is always my hero.
Yeah.
And I think it's all right to have heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I learned a lot from him. I mean, we know each other not well, but well enough. I mean, I spent a great day once with Ennio going to the Beethoven house in Bonn.
Wow.
And the two of us, there in the basically in the presence of,
Yeah. Yeah.
all that was great. And it just reminds you of work ethic and doing things really well. And I think both Ennio and I have a love for Bach. I mean, I don't think people realize how much of Ennio's stuff is based not based in a plagiaristic way, but
Right.
just in a intellectual way on Bach's writings.
Right.
And so yes, I mean, plus I thought Once Upon a Time in the West is great filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
A great use of sound and everything.
Yeah, I love that. Love the movie.
I mean, you have to remember, I'm still a fan of movies.
Yeah.
I love movies. I love seeing movies. When people say, "Why don't you write a symphony?" God, I can't think of anything more boring.
Yeah.
Because, why give up on having these great visuals?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or telling stories.
Yeah.
It's great.
I just want to ask as a last question because I've seen the trailers for Inception, and I just want to confirm: is that the new Inception score that you've written that's playing over those trailers, or is that
It's
something
just
old?
something we did for the trailer.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's got nothing to do with the score.
Okay. Well, I love
We're
it.
so secretive.
Well, I know. I just like whenever I hear that though, I love hearing that, especially because it's something we haven't heard before.
Right.
So I always love seeing that. In
Oh yeah, but this is the laboratory, and the laboratory doors are wide open right now, and experiments are going on, and some things will blow up in our faces, and other things might work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I mean, and that's the fun,
Yeah.
It's like Holmes. I mean, I'm trying, I'm on the hunt. I'm trying to hunt down what that next thing is. How can we make this work?
Yeah. Interesting. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm glad you are.